If you're familiar with the short-lived animated series The Critic, you might remember the episode where film critic Jay Sherman is hired to write a new Ghostbusters sequel. Yeah, far-fetched, right? For decades, Jay has made a career of bashing every movie to come out of Hollywood, and now he finally has the chance to show them how it's done. Now Jay sets out to write a good movie, but when Big Brother Hollywood begins to force his hand, Jay's worried he'll become the very thing he spent his entire career mocking, knowing full well the public will have a very keen eye on his film, given his well-known reputation as a film critic. Enter Chris Stuckmann. Chris Stuckmann is a man who requires very little introduction. He's one of the most popular, if not the most popular, film critic on YouTube. If you type film review into YouTube, he's usually the first result. If you watch his channel regularly, you're probably aware that last July, it was announced that Chris was set to direct his first feature-length film, Shelby Oaks. The film was slated to shoot later this year, but due to a variety of scheduling and financial complications, the film's production was put on hold. Jump forward to February 2022, and Chris announces he's launching a Kickstarter campaign to help gain critical funds to get his film off the ground and into production. Now, Chris has been making short films all his life, from his Indiana Jones spoof to more professional productions like Notes from Melody and Auditorium 6. But this is his first stab at a professionally produced feature film. A side note, does anyone know what happened to Auditorium 6? I know a while back Chris said it got bought by a small company to be part of an anthology film. Did that movie ever come out? I just really want to see Auditorium 6. Now, if you look at the track record of movies made by YouTubers, it's easy to get disheartened. But I and many others have more faith in Chris's vision because Chris Stuckmann isn't a YouTuber. He's a filmmaker. To quote a line from Tick Tick Boom, you get to a certain age and you stop being a writer who waits tables and you become a waiter with a hobby. Chris Stuckmann would probably describe himself as a filmmaker who also makes movie reviews. But to many of his fans in Big Brother Hollywood, he's seen as a YouTuber who talks about movies. That's not to belittle anyone who makes movie reviews, nor would I say Chris hates making them. Hell, he's one of the best film critics of the last decade in my opinion. But it's clear that just talking about movies isn't enough for him. At some point in life, we all get tired of our job, no matter what it is. So what happens when you get fatigued by a job that not only are you good at, but you're well known for being good at? In his short film, Notes from Melody, the main character faces a similar dilemma. Joe's made a lucrative career out of writing knockoff mockbusters. The films have a definite fan base, and Joe gets paid handsomely for his work. But he's tired of being pigeonholed as the go-to guy for cheesy sci-fi channel original movie schlock. He admits to his colleague Melanie what he really wants is to write the next big critical darling so he can get the praise and respect from the people who make real movies. He doesn't just want to write scripts for a paycheck. He wants to tell stories he's passionate about. Just like Jay Sherman, Chris knows a lot of people will be paying particular attention to his film, given his history as a movie reviewer. He knows he may not get the same leniency other first-time feature directors get, solely because of his profession and popularity. Which begs the question, why would he subject himself to that? Well, to sum it up in his own words, Chris Stuckmann needs to make movies. Based on the information Chris has generously shared about his personal life, there were several times he could have put his filmmaking dreams on the back burner to make other people happy and to live a more quote-unquote comfortable life. When pre-production issues arose, Chris could have shelved Shelby Oaks and spent the rest of his career making movie reviews for his channel. But he didn't. Because he can't. Because he needs to make movies. The Kickstarter campaign for Shelby Oaks was launched on March 1st, with an initial 4-week goal of $250,000. He reached that in less than 24 hours. At the time of recording this, Chris's campaign has grossed over $600,000, making it the highest grossing campaign for a horror film in the history of Kickstarter. Because of the love and financial support of his fanbase, Chris is now able to make the movie he actually wants to make, and not just slap it together with whatever resources he had before. I definitely hope Shelby Oaks is a critical and financial success, but what I more so hope is that Big Brother Hollywood will take notice of Chris and say, here's a filmmaker with an audience so loyal, his fans gave him over $600,000 before a single frame of the film was shot. We should invest in him. I would love to see Shelby Oaks be the film that springboards Chris Stuckmann's feature film career and opens up opportunities for him to tell even more big screen stories in the future. If you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out the Shelby Oaks Kickstarter campaign. Even if you're unable to contribute to the campaign, spreading the word would be a tremendous help. I genuinely can't wait for this movie to come out.